Alright, hi. Sorry everything is so borked. I don't know what's going on, please. I've been trying to figure this out for like 20 minutes and I'm crashing out, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. OMG. Okay, we're gonna start like right now. So sorry for the delay, everybody. Let me get things moving. Okay, everything's working, everything's moving. Speeding at Seeds Meezy, hello everybody. Let me put this behind chat real quick so that I can say hi to everybody. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Oh my god, I thought this would be like a walk in the park. Update, it is not a walk in the park. So what I've been trying to do for like the past 20 minutes is also try to set up the Twitch stream using Restream.io. And it sort of worked. I got it like halfway there, but if you go on my Twitch account like right now, there's like no video that shows up. I'll figure this out in my own time. If anybody else dual streams and has feedback, please let me know. Wait, I hope I'm not too cooked, because if you look at this little icon down here, I gotta make sure this is not borked by Friday. Alright, well, let's just quickly do attendance. I'm just gonna go from the top. Hello, Eternal Sonata. I really enjoyed your poem. It was very calming in this time of need. Hello, Warpy. Hello, Stella Curie. Hello, Large Hadron. Hello, Frost. Hello, PogChamp. Hello, Vranius. Hello, Cayman Shihan. Hello, Pembu. Hello, Apa. Hello, Xenotime. Hello, Brenda. If I missed you, you can just say hi again. Hello, Arky. Hello, Germanium. Hello, Pembu. Perfect timing, yes. If you have any suggestions, definitely let me know. Oh, hello, Specs. Yeah, I was going to ask, CL. She's a coding VTuber. She's actually the one who encouraged me to try, using, Restream.io, so maybe she knows a bit more than I do. I'm actually gonna get rid of, this for a hot minute, just so that I can see chat clearly. Hello, Ocean Man. Yeah, Restream for me did not work at all. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, if you go to my Twitch profile right now, like, you can see that there's a, like a... Let me go back. Like, you can see that, like, it says that I'm live, but when you click the video, it says, the video download was canceled, please try again. Like, what the Sigma, please? I just wanna dual stream. Is it not that shrimple? Is it not that shrimple? It's not as shrimple as that. Well, either way, thankfully I wrote up a dual streaming guide. Thank you, yes! Thank you, Pembu, for being the savior. I would really appreciate that. Anywho, sorry for the delay. I think this is probably the most delayed start I had on a stream, maybe except for my debut. But of course, it would not be a Z stream without some scuff. So, yes. Alright, let me just quickly respond to this before I crash out, but, okay, we're all good. We're all set. We're ready to stream and lock in. Yes, Pembu, you are definitely the legend. Pembu saves the day, as always. You know, when I first, was making the Galaxy Discord, I, like, did not know how it worked at all. And, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about this, but there's been a soft launch of the, Vtheorem Discord. If you are in my Discord, you can see it and join. That would be fun. But, along those lines, I was just reminded of this again, because while setting up the Vtheorem Discord, I realized that I literally don't understand how, like, roles and permissions work. And the only reason why the Galaxy Discord is, like, not in total anarchy and chaos is because Pembu helped set it up. So, big, huge shout out. Pembu's great because your laptop only needs to send one stream for the laptop streamer folk. Honestly, I need to do whatever I can to reduce the computational power that streaming has on my laptop, because already I'm hearing my fan. I think Eternal Sonata suggested that I take my laptop to the Apple store. I do have Apple Care Plus, so maybe that will be helpful, but yeah, it's just, it's been a journey, but we will figure it out. But, yeah, no, there were some comments saying that it's very surprising that I'm streaming more than once a week, which is a true statement. But I wanted to do another one because I felt like my return was really fun, but I was in like a constant state of like fear and panic, and I wanted to do a bit of a more cozy one where I'm not, you know, running away and screaming from Baldi. So yeah, I am very excited for the Twitch debut this Friday too. Another thing I'm looking forward to, I'm not sure when this will be, would be to unbox the gift. So before I left, I was gifted a few items on Throne. I'm really excited to try this like Shibe blanket thing because I have been going through a lot of work, and I feel like the one thing I need to truly maximize my productivity is to become a Shiba Inu and wear a Shiba Inu cloak at all times. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff in the works. Oh, I was actually messaging CozyEra the other day too because we rated her stream last time, and we have been planning a collab, which has been in the works for like maybe as long as I've been in V-Theorem. It's just, I think CozyEra said this on her stream too. The funny thing is that like out of all the V-Theorem members, like CozyEra and I are like on opposite sides of the globe, so it's kind of just like the hardest collab to ever make possible. So I'm excited to finally have this work because last stream was in the morning Pacific time, and that seemed to work really well for her too. So that was pretty great. Ziba Inu, yes. Actually, I do have a Shy plushie. It was the first item I received on Throne. It was like this adorable little Shy plushie. It's actually so cute. The return of Zed. Zed is going to make a return when I'm with CozyEra. Confirmed. Confirmed. Anywho, just put some chapstick on. I'm really, really disappointed at why Twitch is like forking out. But maybe that's just a sign that my official debut should be on Friday. Let me move myself up a little bit more. Boop. Oh my god, hi Millennium! Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh my god, so my return was in the morning, right? And so this is like an afternoon time. So I'm saying to those of you guys who are more comfortable with the afternoon Pacific time, I really will need to try a survey to see what is better. Chapstick, yeah, no, I've been really dehydrated. I have to be honest, this week my health has like not been very good. I pulled a late night a few nights ago, and I think I mentioned this on the last stream, but I was feeling kind of sick after that. And these past few days have been a lot busier than I anticipated. Yeah, it's not been very good. I've been like skipping meals, drinking a lot of coffee, Zoffy, but I think I'm getting back into the hang of it now, so things have been good once again, and everything was lovely and beautiful once again. W the Witch debut when? On Halloween? Honestly, I would love to do a W the Witch debut. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the reason why this was like brought up was because I like announced my like the Twitch debut stuff like on my stream, on my community page, and it cut off like the sides, so it ended up just saying like witch debut. So that was really funny. Sorry, I'm gonna just update chat because it's a little bit broken. Oh my god, yes, I'm happy I caught this one. Well, Millennium, I'm also very happy that you caught this stream as well. We should run back our collab sometime. Maybe another trolley problem? Honestly, I'd be so down. W the Witch is not a photon, but a W boson. Maybe W the W boson. Actually, Orbeez, do you guys have plans for what you guys are gonna dress up as for Halloween? Whoa, chat is like really borked. Where did you go? Let me refresh it. Ah, yes, the trolley problem. Yes, no, the trolley problem is a lot of fun. I think we were talking about like different versions of the trolley problem game as well, so that might be fun. No, I'm too old. Well, I feel like no one is ever too old for Halloween. Like, I know like somebody in my research group who pulled up like in like alien earrings and like a little small little alien headband and was like an alien for Halloween. I need to figure out Halloween. I want to do something cool but have been busy. I do not celebrate Halloween, but I celebrate the Day of the Dead. Do you dress up for that? Like, or do you do like face paint? I feel like that's kind of fun. There's no too old. Yeah, exactly. Spider-Man. I look like Peter Parker, so I get to plan a Spider-Man cosplay for cons and Halloween. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Yes, no, I would totally rock a witch hat. I think last year I was dressed up as a black hole. Like, I had like a temporary black hole outfit, so that was a lot of fun. The only Halloween outfit I have is a cosplay from a few years ago, so I just wear that again. Yes. Last year I was a pea shooter from Plants vs. Zombies, and it was so funny. Like, I went around like well, not terrorizing people, but I was running around like being the pea shooter, like, I remember like one of my bucket list items was to order French fries at a fast food place in the pea shooter costume. Like, middle of the day, like bright sunshine. Like, imagine you're just sitting at a restaurant, like in McDonald's or something, and you just see this like pea shooter costume individual like walk in, confidently order a box of fries and then leave. Like, that was literally me. Actually, yeah, Eggy made art of this too. And what's really funny is like I was looking at that artwork and it literally like looked exactly like what happened and it was hilarious. Last year I made a Mandalorian helmet. I want to do something cool and homemade. Ooh, wait, if you ever do assemble something homemade, like, please send photos. I am very invested in seeing what people's Halloween costumes are. I do not do face paint, mostly pastime remembering my grandpa passed away. Well, I guess I've never celebrated the Day of the Dead actually, but I'd be curious to learn more about like what kind of traditions that entails too. Spider-Man is my goat. Yes. I feel like I need to brainstorm a costume for this year. I thought about being Jake from Subway Surfers. Like the main character of Subway Surfers, because I'm very invested in that game. I think I may have mentioned this a few times, but like I've gotten like the world champion scores on Subway Surfers twice. So I'm very invested. So I was thinking maybe I could do Subway Surfers, but I feel like I looked at the costume and it just kind of looks like a kid. And so I don't know like how recognizable that is. Baron says, tell us of the Subway Surfers lore. The lore is basically that I like sat down for like 4 hours or something and played a singular Subway Surfers game without stopping and got like several million points. So that was a lot of fun. What do you mean you got world? Wait, I'm sorry. I thought this was like a common lore drop. Like, I feel like when people ask for like a fun fact, like when you're introducing yourselves or whatever, like that's always my fun fact, that I was like at one point world champion in Subway Surfers. Oh, gold ship from Uma Musume. Oh, that'll be fun. Wait, no, the horse game has been consuming my life too. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed. I can't stop. Wait, but I haven't played it in I think like 2 weeks though. Just because things have been really crazy. But my Vther- oh wait, hold up. Let me drop, of course, every time I mention Vtheorem, I gotta drop the links. My Vtheorem genmate, Mylin and I, have been chatting about Uma Musume, and they have trained these horses to like immaculate standards, and I've been using their horses as like parents for my horses. So yeah. Forget dad lore, we have Z's mom lore. The horse game is so cool. The thing is, like, I feel like there's so much preconception with the horse game. like, when I first, like, was talking about it with people were like, anime girl horses, that sounds so weird. But what's really interesting is that these horses and their characteristics actually align with the real-life Japanese racer horses from, like, the 1990s to the 2010s. Like, for instance, like, some of these horses were, like, specialized in long-distance running, some of them were specialized in sprinting running, and, like, of course, some of the storylines and the rivalries also have to do with, like, real rivalries that happen between these horses. And so, according to Z teaching standards, I'd consider this an educational game on the same level as, like, cool math games. If anything, this is more educational than cool math games, because I feel like maybe games like, Fireboy and Water Girl, or, like, Run 2, are not as educational as learning about Japanese horse racing from the 1990s to the 2010s. I spent the past 2 weeks playing it whenever I'm able to. I need to get back into it. Z Uma Musume Stream 1. Oh my, I want to play it. I want to play it. I think, if I ever, I know Mylan actually announced their hiatus recently, but if Mylan and I ever do a collab, it's definitely gonna be that. I learned so much from playing Run 3 in high school. What kind of things do you learn from playing Run 3? Maybe, like, dexterity and mobility? But I feel like learning about horse racing is pretty interesting. I actually saw a video that showed that, the location of, like, the ring around each of the horse's, like, ears corresponds with, like, the gender of the horse in real life. Because, like, all of them in the game are girls, but, yeah. Slitherio taught me German? How? What? Were we playing the same Slitherio? Uma Musume has actually gotten me into real-life horse racing. Yes! Now you can use these skills for horse gambling. I learned how to build a good defense to attack the balloons just from playing balloons. Okay, I have to admit that the balloons game was low-key. I think that would promote, like, neuron development. Run on cool math games. I used to play some Run on cool math games, like, whenever I had a little bit of free time. A significant portion of my knowledge of orbital mechanics comes from KSP. Well, I think Kerbal Space Program is, like, the epitome of educational games. I actually know so many aerospace engineers who have gotten into, like, building rockets to, like, these people are the ones, like, building the rockets that you see on the news. And they started with Kerbal Space Program. I'm not even joking. Like, Kerbal Space Program, I think, has defined, like, this new generation of aerospace engineers. Not saying that that's the case for all of them, but, like, I've heard this story, like, way too many times to count. Like, I've asked a few people, like, you know, how did you get into, like, aerospace engineering? And I kid you not, like, more than once, the answer can just be summarized to Kerbal Space Program. We don't have Halloween here, but there's a small event at one of the malls. Ooh, that would be fun. Geometry Dash. Oh my god, wait, I was, like, not into Geometry Dash, but I feel like, if I was born at a different time, maybe. SpaceX exists because of Kerbal Space Program, exactly. Yeah, and getting the timing of the clicks right, yeah. Maybe that's actually really good for teaching, like, music theory and stuff like that, like a lot of rhythm. Yeah. Well, anywho, we've been yapping for like 30 minutes, so, let me first, like, paste the first article, and we can still chat, like, in between reading the articles, but I also want to, you know, get started on, reading these, so let me just pin that. Boop. There's a traditional game in Erzurum where people on horseback are throwing spears at each other. Ooh. I have not heard of that game. You know, I do want to play some more games, though if you guys may be able to tell from my last playthrough with Baldi, my trackpad is definitely not sufficient to become a pro gamer, nor are my skills in gaming, because I think prior to debut, like a year ago, like, I have actually played, like, very few video games. Oh, good morning, Silo. Well, it's actually afternoon for me, but good morning. All right, well, without much further ado, I think we should start reading the article. But of course, we can still keep chatting along as we go. Let me maybe shrink this up a little bit. Yeah. And then I'll put you guys down in the bottom here. Boop. Yeah, I'm just checking Twitch every so often and it still looks absolutely borked. I have no idea what's going on. Well, alright. I think we are ready to go. So, for those of you who are new to these streams, I really like to do these because they're very cozy. And today, for maybe about like an hour or so, I just wanted to read through some really cool articles that I found. The first one here is literally about Syzygy. So I was like, this is perfect. Like, I haven't even read it. I like immediately saved it to like my to-read list because I just thought this was a really cool read and I wanted to share it with you guys. So Astrobites is it's not a company. It's like a digest, I guess. Where they take research papers in astrophysics and sort of translate it into more easily accessible terms. And the reason why I love to share these kinds of articles is because this is sort of how like I got started into astrophysics too, because these articles are very accessible for a general audience. And so we like to sort of go through these articles and of course feel free to ask questions. And yeah. No way, Z became so popular they made Syzygies in real life. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly, I was so popular. Not everyone needs to play video games. Most of my favorite YouTubers don't play video games. Well, I think it's fun every once in a while. Like, I remember last Halloween and we played a horror game and like, that was terrifying. Yes, this is definitely the perfect title. So without much further ado, like, let's get reading. Wait. Have you ever thought about doing the stream on that weird interstellar comet? I have not done a stream on that, actually. I think I've been asked a few times to talk about that. I was also asked, so next week, maybe the week after that, I'm going to do my Ask Me Anything stream because there were quite a few questions about the Mars discovery. The discovery of basically like signatures of organic life on Mars. And I really wanted to cover that, so that will be coming up soon. Alright, so without much further ado, let's get reading. So this is a massive compact quiescent galaxy at z equals 2 with a complete Einstein ring and JWST imaging. So if you click that first link, this leads to the actual paper itself. But yes, thank you, Bryce Wedwig. Cool. Alright, so let's begin. A syzygy is the alignment of astronomical objects. Since most of space is empty, syzygies are rare and exciting phenomena. They often make for stunning images, such as the Great Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, where they appear right next to each other in the sky. In astrology, this event that happens once every 20 years is said to bring about great change. Wait, does that mean that I have brought about great change? Some syzygies are actually scientifically interesting, in addition to being remarkable sights. A total solar eclipse in 1919 was a vital observational verification of experimentally verifying Einstein's theory of general relativity. A, the astrologer! Oh no! Oh no! Does this mean that... Well, that's actually good. That means that syzygies are both cool in astrology and in astrophysics. For those of you who don't know, A, the astrologer is my, like, alter ego. Everyone, please, everybody spam A, the astrologer. A, the astrologer jump scare. Yes, exoplanet science also relies on syzygies. Oh my god. You guys love A, the astrologer too much. You know, I've contemplated, maybe I should just graduate and A, the astrologer just permanently resides on my stream. Is that what the Orbeez want? Is this what the people yearn for? Most exoplanets are detected by the transit method, where an exoplanet orbits in front of its host star, which causes a detectable dip in the star's brightness. Microlensing is another exoplanet detection technique that relies on the Syzygy, where the exoplanet magnifies the light from a background star. No, I love you, don't go. Okay, I promise, I promise. Do astrologists get along with astrophysicists? Well, to be fair... Oh, my hand is glitching out. I don't know any astrologists, but... Okay, here's a little bit of a lore drop. I have visited an astrologer before. Now, before you Orbeez go absolutely, like, haywire on me, I need to defend myself. Please stay. No, I will stay, I promise. So, I did visit an astrologer before because, there has been this, we all make mistakes. No, it was actually really interesting. So there's been this, fortune teller for my family for quite some time. I don't know how much detail I can go into this, but, basically, like, most of my family members have visited this fortune teller at least one point in their lives. And so, obviously, like, when I had the chance, I got to visit. And it's been a few years since I visited. And you know, this guy, he's an astrologer. But in general, he's kind of like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, what you do is that you give them your birthday and then like they determine like the ratio of like elements that you have. So like, for instance, like for me, like I have a lot of like fire and like I need more water in my life. But beyond that, beyond like astrology and that kind of stuff, given these signs, they're able to sort of predict like what your life looks like year to year. Now, only time will tell if this is accurate, but I have to admit that so far it has been accurate, which has been a little bit scary. Z loves astrology confirmed. No, that's not true. I visited this fortune teller because this fortune teller has been fortune telling for my family for many, many years. And has been very accurate when it comes down to a lot of things. So yeah, I mean that's sort of the my only exposure to astrology. And it was actually quite interesting, and so far it's been right, which has been a little bit scary. Yeah, ratio of elements, yeah. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. I should have literally just been like, actually, no, I'm not made of mostly fire. I'm made of hydrogen, or I'm mostly made of a carbon. I went to one once, and it was totally wrong. Yeah, I feel like I've heard mixed opinions. My friend went to a fortune teller in the city, and I felt like that was like a total scam. But I felt like I could trust this one just because, like, it was, like, somebody who's been fortune telling for my family. So you just got a spoiler of her life. Well, I guess the one thing that he was not able to predict was this VTubing stuff, so maybe not 100% accurate. Isn't that just the Barnum effect? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know, I'm hopeful. I mean, I personally don't believe in this kind of stuff, but who knows? Alright, anyways, let's keep reading this. This paper is about the serendipitous discovery of one of the most distant and perfect syzygies that we know of. I guess I'm not included. No, I'm just joking. The near-perfect alignment of galaxies along our line of sight that the authors dub JWST-ER1. It checks both boxes. It's a magnificent image due to the dramatic gravitational lensing of the light from the distant galaxy, and it can tell us about the dark matter content of the closer galaxy. So I guess this is it. A near-perfect. This looks pretty perfect to me. The background radiation of the universe sure is pretty. Yep. In the image of JWST-ER1, the bright yellow spot in the center, A, the astrologer, A, is a galaxy at redshift 1.94. So the light from it has been traveling for about 10.3 billion years. The ring around this spot is an even more distant galaxy located behind it. It's at redshift 2.98, so its light has been traveling for about 11.5 billion years. Oh, so this ring around it is like a really stretched out galaxy. That is so weird. Isn't that so weird, Orbeez? Like, this one at the center And this really stretched one is also like one galaxy. Oh, oops. This ring, called an Einstein ring, is due to an effect called strong gravitational lensing. As the light from the distant galaxy travels towards us, it is bent inward by the gravitational effect of the closer galaxy. The closer galaxy is acting like a lens, distorting and magnifying the light from the distant galaxy. The two red spots are multiple images of the center. Oh, so this is the center of the galaxy, and this is another image of the center of the galaxy. That is so freaky to me. This is so weird. It is very rare that galaxies align this perfectly. When they're discovered, it's an Astrobite-worthy event. The authors of this paper got very lucky when they discovered this by accident. They were looking at an area covering about twice the size of the full moon, imaged by the Cosmos Web Project, the most ambitious survey from the JWST's first cycle of observations. They state that JWST ER1 was readily revealed, but the cutout in Figure 1 is about 0.0006% the area of the full image. That is incredible. Yeah, no, this ring is very pretty. Gravitational lensing, go brr, yes. Or go brie, I guess. Yeah, space has got to be the most confusing perspective ever, yeah. This reminds me of the Astrobite paper you read last time about that star bending and looked like 6 stars. Oh, yes, I love that stream, yes. Yeah, that was crazy. For those of you who don't know or who weren't there, I read a paper on stream about these stars where there was like one, or was it one galaxy or like one quasar? It was like one object, but because of the gravitational field of the humongous object in front of it, the light was bent and distorted so that it looked like there were like 6 stars, 6 images of the same object. That was actually incredible. Yeah. It's possible that this system could have been discovered 20 years ago. The Hubble Space Telescope observed this very patch of sky as part of the HST Cosmos survey between 2003 and 2005. Figure 2 shows the Hubble image along with the James Webb images. This system is so red that it is barely visible in the Hubble image, but it appears much brighter in JWST because James Webb goes into the infrared. Yeah, that's a really important part about the James Webb Space Telescope. The fact that it uses infrared light means that we can look at things that are more redder, which is advantageous because of the expansion of the universe, things that are further away or further back in time appear to be more red. And so having that infrared means that we're able to see things further back in time. So 2 teams completed these visual inspections, and they both missed this one. Would you have missed it too? What? One researcher manually checked 285,423 objects, while the other group consisted of a team of 5 who inspected 9,000. What the heck? Who? Okay, hold up. Wait, I need to click this link. Who went through 285,000 objects in their free time? Oh my god, this website is not loading. Oh my god. I wonder if I can get this PDF without it doxing my institution. Actually, I realized I also had a cup of tea, but I did not actually make it, so I'm gonna put a lemon ginger tea bag into my cup of tea. Who is this guy? Oh, Neil Jackson! Oh my god. Hold up. Maybe I can just show this. I don't think it shows my institution right. This was back in 2008. Dude, in 2008, a complete manual search has been carried out of the list of 285,423 objects. It is possible to examine 10 to the 6 objects by eye in a reasonable time, although reliable detection is likely possible only with high resolution data. Wait, I need to see what the method was. Wait, let me zoom in a little bit. Oh my god. Cutouts were made. Oh my god. Cutouts were made of each position of the object and examined by eye using the image magic software. Between 8,000 and 10,000 objects per hour can be examined this way. That is crazy. Wait, Orbeez, if I ever need to classify thousands of objects, you know, I think we're at like 3,000 Orbeez right now. 3,000 Orbeez times 10,000 objects per hour. 3,000 times 10,000. 1, 2, 3. We can go through 30, if all of us locked in, 30 million images could be detected in just 1 hour of every single Orbeez locking in. You know what? If I ever need to examine objects visually by hour, then maybe I need to request your help. Yeah, that guy had way too much Zoffy. Yeah, no. I'm sure you can only hit 10,000 objects per hour if you're on Zoffy. The Giga Chad eyes of those researchers. Honestly, yeah, I wonder what this dude's vision is. Hello, Tyler. Tea time, yes. Actually, the water's actually cooled a little bit, so it's a little bit sad, but it's okay. Oh, actually, it's nice. It's actually nice. My voice is, like, pretty recovered now, but I'm trying to make sure my health is in good condition. I want that kind of free time or commitment energy. Well, for this guy, it was, like, his research, so. I once volunteered in a marine bio lab in my uni counting barnacles for a day, and I could not stand at it for longer than that. Well, at least you were not this guy who looked at... He must have been looking at, like... If he was maximizing 10,000 objects per hour, he was probably looking for about, like, 30 hours. That's crazy. Well, with one all-nighter, you could do it, but... Just set a day and we're in. Orbeez, we're gonna set one stream where we just classify objects. Actually, I do want to do a stream where we go through Zooniverse. It's like a citizen science platform and you can classify galaxies, and that data is like really important. You can use us as your image searching interns. Exactly. That is so hilarious. Wow. Well, this dude locked in. Oh, so the Hubble image is on the far left. Oh, you can barely see that. And these images are from James Webb. Wow, this is really crisp. Wait, Orbeez, should I stop calling you Orbeez? Maybe I should start calling you guys interns? Is that more representative? Orbeez interns? Maybe that's like a new like membership tier. It's like, I think it should be like in between like Orbeez and like Orbeez members. The Orbeez interns. Zooniverse? Oh, here, let me see if I can actually just show you guys what Zooniverse is about. Oh, I was looking at this one, actually. Let me just pull up what's the galaxy one that they always have. So, Zooniverse is like a citizen science platform. Their most famous one, I think, is this one. Here. Their most famous one is this one, the Galaxy Zoo. And what you do is that you're given these images and you have to classify like their I think for this one you need to classify like if there's an interaction going on, if there's different like features, like such as like a big tidal tail, and you basically like go through and yeah, they always have so many objects to go through. And this is really important because we need a lot of labeled data to understand these galaxies. So that's something that I was planning to do on stream because it's one of the cool ways. I feel like astrophysics is really cool in that there's so many ways to get involved in citizen science. So yeah. Ooh, yeah, the citizen science websites could be a fun community event thing or at least a stream. Yeah, no, I would love to do that. Syzygy internship. Internship? Is Zinternship? Maybe a Zinternship. Zinternship. Orbeez is fine. Actually, there was a conversation in my members chat about whether the correct singular form of Orbeez is Orbe or like Orbeez, and then like what is the plural form of Orbeez. And what we ended up voting on is that a singular Orbe, like I am an Orbe, is you use Orbe, and then for plural you use Orbeez. So I guess technically, yeah, so when I say hi Orbeez, that makes sense. But if you were to ever encounter me in the wild and say, I am an Orbeez, that would not make grammatical sense. You would have to say, I am an Orbe. Yes, Orbeez singular, Orbeez plural. Zinterns? Intern zip Zinterns? Alright, everyone who's here is going to be voluntold as a Zintern. Actually, I need to think of like a mascot for you guys. There was like a Shibe doodle that was going around made by Mina, which was really great, but I don't have a mascot. And I really want one. But I'm trying to brainstorm because I feel like an Orbeez just looks like a sphere. So maybe there's a way to make it cuter. Like a cute sphere. I don't know. Let me know if you have any ideas. Anywho, let's keep reading. The authors make sure to rule out the possibility that it's a ring galaxy. Oh, I love Hoag's object. Wait. Let me also quickly show that. Oh my god, this is such a perfect paper. Because I'm getting so sidetracked. Okay, you guys are not ready for this. 3, 2, 1. This is Hoag's object. It's a galaxy. Like, this is one like, the last one was, like, the gravitational field, like, distorted the galaxy behind it, but they both look normal. But this is literally a galaxy, like, on its own. And there's, like, stars going around and just this, like, bright yellow center. So adorable. So epic. This is, like, one of the most epic things. Yes, look straight on Mario Galaxy, exactly. Oh, wait. Some suggestions for Orbeez. Make a sphere with an uwu face on it. Boom, fixed. Like, literally just a circle with the uwu. If someone draws me that, that's gonna be the mascot. Or a little moon in a lab coat and a clipboard. Oh, that's cute too. All right, where is Eggy, the trio? On Discord, there's this emoji that shows like, is it Eggy, Warpy, and Astral? I think it's Eggy, Warpy, and Astral. The three individuals who have been cooking art and other emojis for this channel. Yes, it is. Okay, Eggy, Warpy, and Astral. There's an emoji of them, but I now call upon them for a new challenge. To create a new mascot. It can literally be a circle with uwu on it. What about an orb with a lab coat that says intern? Oh, that's so cute. That would be so cute too. A lab coat? Or maybe something spacey. An orb with an astronaut helmet. Mylan! Mylan! Hi! Hi! Hi, Mylan! How are you? I come here to protect you from bullying, and I find you bullying the art basement prisoners. No, I never bully. I never bully. Mylan, we were just talking about playing the horse game too. But right now we're in the process of deciding on a mascot. I hope hiatus has been going well, Mylan. I saw the announcement like the other day, so. But we were saying that if we ever collab, it has to be the horse game. Horse game later, mascot for now, but horse game. Yes, horse game always. Horse game eternal. Alright, let's keep reading. Ring galaxies can form when galaxies collide and a ring of stars is formed around a bright center. But this can be ruled out based on two pieces of evidence. First, redshift, so like distance measurements show that the light forming the ring and the red spots, so these red spots, so this one I guess is in front of this background one. Yes, and the red spots appear to come from much further away than the bright yellow galaxy at the center. However, these measurements are limited and they leave room for error. Second, the red spots are a telltale sign of a multiply image system. In this case, it is very unlikely that identical red spots would appear on opposite sides of the ring. So that means that there's multiple images of the same galaxy. But this galaxy leaves us with a puzzle. The lensing galaxy is much more massive than expected. The size of the Einstein ring is a function of the mass it encloses. But the mass is much greater than the sum of the mass of the stars and the expected dark matter. If the missing mass is in dark matter, then there's 7 times more dark matter than what we'd expect for a galaxy of this size. This galaxy showcases both the beauty and the scientific value of when things in the universe happen to line up just right. It has sparked up a debate on how to explain the extra mass, which pokes at questions in galaxy formation and dark matter. The Cosmos web data is publicly available. Ooh, so you too can explore JWST's unprecedented view of the distant universe. Wait, I actually want to see this. Mylan says, I'll come back from hiatus to play horse game. First stream of your return? Horse game. Oh, this just leads to the data release. Okay. Cool, and that was the article. So I hope you enjoyed this really cool little, apparently the most perfect Syzygy in the universe, which is a crazy statement. Horse, 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 anyways. Wait, hold up, the chat is getting covered up. Let me go back. Ah! That was fast. Yes. Let's explore that public data on stream, perhaps. I definitely want to do a stream where we go through public data. I was thinking about doing a stream where we actually play with a public cosmological simulation. Because, there is this one simulation that has, like, really nice tutorials, and I thought it might be a good learning experience. Or maybe playing with the public data of a survey would be fun, too. I actually have access to data from the Rubin Observatory, but I am unsure about... The biggest thing about, like, whether or not we can stream this is not, like, whether or not the data is available, but rather, like, copyright regulations. And so I do have access to Rubin data, but I don't think it's... Since it's not public yet to people, like... I think some of it might be public. You know what? I'll definitely need to take a look. Let me jot this down. The most perfect Syzygy in the universe yet. Yes, you are correct, Zilla. You are absolutely correct. Alright, cool. So now we've gone through this epic article. It is not worthy of us peasants to see. Let me pull up our next article. I thought we would have time to go through 3, but I think we should just do 2. Because I do want to spend some time, like, chatting and catching up with you guys in a less stressful environment. Oh my god, this is also Vtuber. This is the same author as the other one. Oh, and this one too. Like, very cool, very cool. Alright, so this one I thought would be cool because it's called the Infinity Galaxy. So that might be really fun to play with. Alright, so let us get a reading. Supermassive black holes are black holes that are millions to billions of times the mass of our sun, and most galaxies in the universe have one in their centers. But even though supermassive black holes are so common, we're still not sure how they formed. In recent years, the James Webb Space Telescope has been finding supermassive black holes much earlier in the universe's lifetime than expected. How did supermassive black holes get so incredibly big in such a short amount of time? So this is one of the biggest questions in astrophysics right now. So this is really cool. Don't call yourself that. Yeah, no. Yeah, Orbeez, none of you guys are peasants. You guys are... I think being an Orbeez automatically puts you in, like, the top of the societal pyramid. The two leading theories for supermassive black hole formation are the light seed theory and the heavy seed theory. The light seed theory states that supermassive black holes started out as stellar mass black holes that formed from the first stars in the universe, and they gradually became bigger over time by accreting gas and dust and merging with other black holes. The heavy seed theory says that supermassive black holes formed without the direct collapse of huge gas clouds, bypassing the stellar phase entirely. Without seeing the formation of a supermassive black hole, no one knows whether which one is right or wrong. So, yes. Okay, so this is the image of the Infinity Galaxy. This is so cool. Like, wow, like the centers kind of look like popcorn kernels, and it really does look like infinities. Bow shocks. So maybe the theory is that these infinity little, like, explosions are bow shocks. Well, we now know the answer to that by playing universe scale hardcore Agario. I think that Agario stream should be cited as a reliable source because, yes, you are correct, Zilla. That was the moment we found out that black holes consume other black holes. Gotta take a warm sip of tea. Alright, today's authors think that they found a newly formed supermassive black hole that could support the heavy seed origin story. This exciting discovery is in a weird-looking system called the Infinity Galaxy, which they believe was created from two galaxies that merged face-on, just like two symbols crashing together. The massive central bulges of the original galaxies disturb their galactic disks and cause them to rearrange into ring shapes, leaving shock gas from the merger lingering between the two rings. These structures create the Infinity Galaxy's characteristic infinity shape. Ooh, so because of the collision, this basically led to gas like exploding out this way, which gives it that infinity appearance. This type of galaxy merger has been studied before, and it isn't anything revolutionary. But the Infinity Galaxy is hiding something unusual. There's a supermassive black hole lurking in the shock gas between the bulges. What the sigma? Oh, what? Okay, so they collided like this, and now they have these huge rings like what we saw with Hoag's galaxy. But now the center in between them is the black hole. So like the black hole's right here. Oh, that is so weird. Oh, that is so funky. The universe is so crazy. The universe is so big that there are so many galaxies out there, so many possible combinations, so many possible mergers and interactions that we can see these. Yeah, we can see, exactly, we can see crazy lore like this. Where did that black hole even come from? This black hole can't be displaced from one of the two original galaxies. Follow-up spectroscopy has revealed, so looking at the galaxy's light is spectroscopy, has revealed that two yellow galactic bulges still each contain a supermassive black hole. Okay. Wait, so the one in the center is a third black hole? Yeah, no, Darnarchivus, I think that's what they're getting at. Yeah, so there's one here and one yellow bulge. There's another one here, and then there's one at the center. What? The authors explore three possible explanations. First, the supermassive black hole is actually hosted by a third super faint galaxy that we can't see in observations. This is difficult to disprove, but fairly unlikely because it's unusual to see such a bright supermassive black hole in a low-mass galaxy. Yeah, there's a lot of relations out there that describe like the size of a black hole, given the size of the galaxy and stuff like that. So that makes sense. Option 2, it was originally an extra supermassive black hole in one of the progenitor galaxies, and then it got flung out during the galaxy merging process. What? So there was already an extra, so one of the galaxies already had an extra black hole. That is so weird. Since supermassive black holes take a long time to merge, a galaxy that previously merged with another galaxy can have multiple supermassive black holes. If the Infinity Galaxy's supermassive black hole was an extra supermassive black hole that got flung out, we'd expect its velocity to be very different from its surroundings. However, today's authors measured the radial velocity of the supermassive black hole to be very similar to the gas around it. Interesting. So, I guess that means that one doesn't work either. We can only measure velocity along our line of sight, so it might be moving like really quickly in another line of sight. The final option is the supermassive black hole formed through the direct collapse of shocked gas. So amidst the giant interaction, it collapsed and was dense enough to form a black hole. Yeah, that's so weird because I guess they explain it here. This scenario would explain why this black hole's velocity is so similar to its surrounding gas, and it's the most exciting explanation because it would prove that black holes can form directly. But the challenge is that a gas cloud collapses and creates stars, not a giant black hole. Future studies will have to conduct simulations to study whether this type of collapse could have occurred. Yeah, no, this is very funky. I feel like all three of these explanations are a little bit sus. Maybe it's this middle one, that there was like an extra one somehow and it got flung out, but yeah, this is so strange. Please, please, please be a direct collapse supermassive black hole. If the Infinity Galaxy's extra supermassive black hole was formed through direct collapse, it could help explain why James Webb is finding supermassive black holes so early in the universe's history. Note that the early universe heavy seed black hole formation conditions aren't quite the same as the conditions in the redshift z equals 1.14 Infinity Galaxy, so it isn't a perfect comparison. But if this black hole turns out to have formed through the direct collapse of the gas cloud, It will be the first evidence that such a formation mechanism is even possible. Yeah, no, that would be super cool. If we were to able to spot a direct collapsed black hole, that would basically give an explanation as to why we're seeing black holes that are much larger in the early universe. Because it shows that they can go through this direct collapse method and get that big. Oh, Denarchivus asks, what is the likelihood that those 3 black holes could merge in the far future? I mean, 100%. Given the timeline of the universe. I mean, unless these two are going away from each other, but I assume what happens is that they will all become gravitational, that this whole system is gravitationally bound, and eventually they will settle into one galaxy, and in that process the black holes will merge. I thought it's commonly accepted that the universe was so high pressure it could force direct collapse supermassive black holes. I think it's, I wouldn't say commonly accepted, but there's been a lot of chatter on this because, okay, for instance, like one of the things that I've been also thinking about is like the cosmic microwave background, for instance, has, if you look at my shirt, there's like red and blue regions. Those represent overdensities and underdensities in the universe. Those overdensities could potentially collapse to form black holes. And that's the whole idea of this concept of primordial black holes, which you may have heard as the theory of dark matter. But along those lines, you can imagine if we have primordial black holes that came from these overdensities, then that means that the whole process of creating black holes started a lot earlier. So I'd say it's like definitely a major theory. I don't really know quite what the consensus is, but definitely lots of dialogue on this. Is someone singing Sabrina Carpenter? Sort of, it could be a reference. Do you guys like Sabrina Carpenter? I actually listened to her recent album, and I was a bigger fan of her music before the Blue album came out. There's one that was like Emails or something like that. I really liked that one, but I don't really listen to Sabrina Carpenter that often. Well, anywho, we just went through 2 articles. We really zoomed through these. So yippee. We'll keep this nice diagram up, and then maybe I'll bring chat to the front. Actually, scratch that. This is gonna be our new background now. Oh, shoot. How do I make this bigger? Yeah. New background unlocked. I just love this. Speed of C, what can I say? Well, I'm glad we were able to do a more cozy stream because, I guess for context, like the next stream will be my Twitch debut. So I'm sure there'll be a bit more yapping for that, but I might be doing some games. Actually, I need some ideas. I don't even have slides prepared for the 2.0 debut. I was just going to reveal my new outfit, and then maybe we can yap about space or anything you guys like. Reminds me of HAL 9000 or GLaDOS. What is that? HAL 9000. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? HAL, as in from Space Odyssey. Yes. New outfit. New outfit. Yes, that's what's happening. Friday, 10 a.m. PST. Oh, I guess my finger doesn't point down. Please, model tracking, please. Yeah, so it is my Twitch debut, but I have to be honest with you guys, like, this will be much more experimental. I'm mostly trying it out because at the end of the summer, I was, like, talking with a few other Twitch streamers. I was interviewed by Tiny Toxic Tofu, who's on Twitch, and there seems to be a really strong, like, scientific, like, community there, and so I wanted to, you know, be more open to raids and also raid these other individuals and help you guys recognize other science content creators, because I thought that there were a lot of us already on YouTube. You guys have no idea on Twitch. Like, there are so many. So it's more like getting involved in that space. But that being said, like, my primary platform will still be YouTube. I also know that, like, a lot of you guys here especially, like, are members, and I don't want it to be, like, kind of like, oh, like, I already paid for a membership on YouTube, and now there's like, Z is switching to Twitch? What's up with that? No, I think I'm going to primarily stay on YouTube and just dual stream onto Twitch. So that's sort of the background of that. But I did want to make it a little bit exciting, so I did design myself a new 2.0 outfit, which I hope you guys enjoy. It'll be a lot of fun. James Webb, try not to make photos worthy of wallpapers, challenge impossible. Actually, I just have to point out that, like, James Webb's, like, gravitational lensing images are just so freaking cool. I wonder if I can find, like, a gallery of them. I saw one on Instagram this morning, actually. Let me pull this up. Oh my god, this was a very blurry photo, but... Okay, we're gonna show this. Like, for instance, this is like one example. Oop, boop. Let me make you guys a little bit smaller. Like, this was, I think, one of the first images from James Webb. And you could see, like, this galaxy is, like, stretched because of gravity. Like, this one, too. Like, look at how stretched these are. I just love this image. This used to be my, phone background for, I think, like, a few years. Hello, Cerno. Great to stop by. I'm probably gonna wrap up in a little bit, just to spend a few minutes, like, figuring out restream and stuff like that, for Friday, but I'm really glad we were able to go through a few articles. I hope you guys learned something new today. I certainly did. The 3 black hole thing was kind of freaky, but I think the perfect Syzygy, that image was also very peak. This picture always brings me to my knees. Yeah, no, same. This is a gorgeous image. Do most astronomers now rely on data from James Webb, or are they mostly using ground-based telescopes? It's a mixture of both. This is really the era of new observatories. James Webb is great for looking at the earliest galaxies in the universe, but some ground-based telescopes, and obviously like radio telescopes, that kind of stuff, they're all in the ground. But for instance, the Rubin Observatory, which has been getting a lot of chatter recently, is also a ground-based telescope located in Chile. And the reason why it's so epic is because instead of looking back super far, which also corresponds to earlier in time, the Rubin Observatory rather is sort of doing a survey of the entire sky. So if you think about it, it's kind of like how far are you looking in versus like how much are you looking around. And so the Rubin Observatory is really great for that because there are some instances where we really need to keep track of things really often, and it is darn competitive to get time on James Webb. So for instance, like let's say like a supernova event happened, right? Like you can point James Webb at it and get probably really nice crisp detail. But you want to be looking at this object as it changes brightness and it dims over time, over months. And you can't always ask James Webb to be always pointed at this object, right? So in that case, like something like the Rubin Observatory will be able to swath, I think it was like they swath the entire night sky like every like 4 nights or something like that. And so that will consistently give us data on these events that change over time. So that's really, really exciting. So I'd say different applications for different things. If you're doing different research, you're using different telescopes, different surveys, and so forth. So yeah, no, it is really cool how much observatory power that we have and all this exciting development. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys learned something new today, because I certainly did. Thank you for joining me on this very, very cozy, chill stream. And I will probably wrap things up now. So I will see you guys on Friday. And until then, stay cozy. I'm gonna drink the rest of my tea as well, so stay healthy. And yeah, I'm very awkward now. I'm so out of practice already. But I will see you guys very, very soon. And I better see those mascot designs in the Discord. Better see them. I'm just joking. I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you all so, so much. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back and chatting with you guys. All right. Wait. Chotomate. Chotomate. Let's see if anyone's online right now that we could, maybe we can raid. Oh my god. Why are you playing audio, please? I cannot see. Maybe we could try raiding Carbon. I don't know what he's streaming. Alright. For those of you who are still here, are you guys ready to raid? We're gonna try doing a cross-platform raid again, because this apparently seems to work. Alright. Lock in. I am going to head out. See you guys on Carmen's stream, and then see you guys later on Friday. Goodbye! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!